All right, guys. Back here, Vince and Mick, back for another NCAA tournament preview. Obviously, I know we got my Sabres here, but we are getting our ass kicked. But it was fun enough that Sabres scored 2 answer, but just discussed by the 5-goal first period performance. But okay, let's forget about that. Let's get what we're supposed to be talking about. March Madness. So let's find out about this. Let the madness commence. Yes, sir. Yeah. So let's check out what's going on in the NFL. The whole I gotta read it. I gotta read this whole tackling ban. I don't know why the hell they're doing this. Yeah, they banned the hip drop tackle. The NFL just banned that this past Monday. That's the league owners agreed with. All 32. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm telling you. Because of that, the NFL's starting to get soft, in my opinion. They banned that. I'm telling you, eventually it's gonna turn to flag football by the next 5 years. I'm telling you. This is bad. This is bad for the NFL. Hello?
So I hear you talking about the new rule in the NFL.
Yeah, the hip drop tackle, they're banning that now. The NFL league owners agreed on it Monday, I think it was.
Yeah, it's absolutely unreal how much they're ruining the game right now.
It is. It's going to ruin it at every single level, like other than the NFL.
I mean, you can cue that South Park episode where they're playing sarcastaball, and instead of tackling each other, they hug each other, and instead of shoulder pads, they could just wear bras.
Just like that. It might have to come down to sarcastaball. I think Randy Marsh should be the coach. Bring back sarcastaball then. Oh man, the game is getting ruined because of this banning this certain tackle now. Because if you actually do that now this upcoming season, they're gonna get a 15-yard penalty.
I mean, what the hell are you supposed to do? Like, let them score?
Right. I mean, I think the NFL they gotta appeal that because honestly, Roger Goodell's turning into a pussy.
Yeah. There's gonna be so many big plays this year that are just gonna get. Oh, it makes me so angry. I'm absolutely upset about the new rule change.
Oh, me too. When I got that ESPN alert, I was like, "Are you kidding me? This is a joke, right?"
Yep. It is an absolute joke. Like, I get you gotta keep the players safe. Like,
I get that part.
You can't be hitting them in the head and stuff. But I mean, come on. Like, how much more do we have to do before we completely just ruin the game? Like, they know what they're signing up for at the end of the day. And even the NFL players aren't fans of the rule change.
No, it's turning like what the Pro Bowl's been. It's what's going to turn out eventually.
That's what I said. Like, it's going to look like how the Pro Bowl used to look like.
Right. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to watch the rest of the show. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks, Q, for joining.
See ya.
But yeah, I'm not happy about this rule. I don't know why the NFL's doing this. The NFL's gotten soft. It's ridiculous. They got it. Seriously, really? Why is that happening? But yeah, that's how I feel. I had a rant about that other than the Sabres game tonight, but I don't care. Big deal. It's just one game, but still, like, this NFL rules are ridiculous. It's ruining the game, like Quentin said. But all right, let's back to March Madness here. My bracket ain't perfect, but all my Final Four teams are still in it in the Sweet 16. But in the Jordan family bracket, 16 people in it. And of course, my brother Quentin, who just joined the show not too long ago, is in first place right now. He's leading the charge right now in this bracket. So yeah, so it's him right now, and then you got obviously me. I'm tied for 12th. The thing is, it's tough because all the points because 16 people are in it. It's a very competitive bracket this year. My cousin Elizabeth's in second place, only a point behind Quentin. Uncle Mike's in third, tied with my grandma Jordan. So yeah. But let's see who's in dead last. Tied for dead last it's a three-way tie. Uncle Flash, we call him Michael Chris, we call him Flash. He's tied for dead last. My cousin Nick and my cousin Aaron. But the thing is, Nick's the only one that's got his bracket busted so far, picking Auburn. So yeah, so I had Dayton going far, but Q is gonna win. So far you're looking like you're in control. You look like you are in control of this bracket so far. You're just dominating everyone. You might win a lot of money since there's 16 people in it. But I'm like one of the only people, like other than Aunt Wendy, that picked Duke. Yeah, I picked Duke to win the whole thing. Quinn picked Carolina to win the whole thing. But let's get into some games starting tomorrow. The Sweet 16. We're already in the Sweet 16. I can't believe this tournament went by fast. But let's talk about some upsets we've seen this past weekend. See, obviously, like Thursday, most of the games I got right. Michigan State, but I knew Duquesne was going to pull the upset. That's one we kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. Duquesne got the upset whenever BYU. They ended up losing Saturday, but we kind of knew Duquesne was going to win one. Another upset we had in mind. I mean, Oregon, that was kind of like, okay, not really an upset because they're Power 5s, but still, 11-6, still a common upset. But the biggest upset, Oakland over Kentucky. How does that happen? Then again, Kentucky's been overrated all year, but still, I'm still in shock losing. Then again, they struggled in the tournament. They lost to a 15 seed a couple of years ago. Kentucky lost to St. Peter's. And St. Peter's, they had Daryl Banks III, who was on the Bonnies, like, of course, after that season, but still. Then, yeah, St. Peter's took down, but now they lose to a 14 seed. So Kentucky is known to lose these 14 or 15 seeded teams in the NCAA tournament league. So honestly, for now on, I'm not going to pick Kentucky to go far. Lesson learned. Don't pick Kentucky to go far. They were overrated this year. Their defense is so weak. They gave up like at least 100 points at least a couple times or more than that this year. So that's why they lost to Oakland. That Jack Golich, he was hitting threes like crazy. That white kid for Oakland, man, he was just on a fire. Jack Golich, he had some fame. He finally had some tournament fame. Came out of nowhere. Of course, Oakland's not that far from my Uncle Mike's house. Not that far from them. Not far from Gibraltar at all. Good for them. NC State, the 11th seed, now in the Sweet 16. God, they won 5 games in 5 days in the ACC tournament just a couple weeks ago. Now they're in the Sweet 16 already. They made a good run. That was crazy. But the controversial call in the Sanford-Kansas game, are you kidding me? Kansas had a good chance to make the basket, but Sanford had the block, but instead they called foul when literally it was all ball. Sanford had. They blocked the shot. It was all ball. That was a bad call by the officials. That was one of the worst calls I've seen in the NCAA tournament. All the years I've watched, that was easy one of them. Some other upsets we saw. FAU, they were the Cinderella story last year, got away the Final Four. This year, one and done. Choking in overtime against Northwestern. That was one. I couldn't believe it. Yale. Yale over Auburn. Yale's another big upset. The Ivy League. I did not expect Auburn to lose in the first round like that. Yale ended up losing in the second round, but still, hey, good for them. For the Ivy League, get another upset win, winning in the first round game again. The game of the year, the Dayton-Nevada game Thursday, that was incredible. Dayton was down by 17 at one point, came all the way back to win in Thursday's game, like almost a week ago. And Friday, the best game of the tournament so far is Colorado-Florida. Both teams scored 100 points, but Colorado got the buzzer beater shot to win over Florida. That was a crazy game. On Friday, I knew JMU was going to upset Wisconsin, but how about Grand Canyon upsetting St. Mary's? That was another shocker. But yeah, so all my Final Four teams are safe. So the Final Four teams I had in the bracket, let's see, other than Duke, I had Creighton. They're still in it. They pulled that one off in double overtime with Oregon. That was crazy. I knew they were going to make it look easy on Akron, but that double overtime game with Oregon, that was crazy. Incredible game. But Creighton just pulled away in the second overtime. They pulled away, winning by 13. Who else did Carolina, I had in the championship game, ended up losing to Duke, though. That's what I had. But they beat Wagner, which I figured they're easy. But then they're down by 14 at one point. Came all the way back to beat Michigan State. And won by 16. So did not expect that. Did not expect Carolina to dominate like that. Then Sunday, obviously, you heard Duke winning over Vermont and winning over JMU. And my other Final Four team I had in there, UConn. That was a lot of people's unanimous Final Four picks. They're the favorites for the national championship. And they beat Stetson pretty easy. They beat Northwestern. But now let's move on to Thursday's games. Tomorrow, the NCAA tournament back at it tomorrow. Starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Clemson and Arizona. Clemson. Who would have thought Clemson got to the Sweet 16? Number 6 seed. Because in that matchup, that game, I had my bracket. I had Baylor and Dayton, honestly. That's what I had in that one. But I'll still make a pick. Even though it's not my bracket, I'll still make a pick in this game. Clemson came out of nowhere. They beat Baylor. They almost blew their big lead. They got lucky. But still, they found a way to win. They beat New Mexico, which shocked me kind of too a little bit, but the Baylor one really shocked me the most. And yeah, I can't. And Joe Girard, I can't stand him. I can't believe he's still playing. But you gotta give him the benefit of the doubt though, like how good he's been. So this team's still in it. But I'm gonna take Arizona. Fuck Joe Girard. I gotta take Arizona. I mean, everyone said you can't trust Arizona, but I'm wrong this year. I mean, I had them losing to Dayton in the second round. They proved me wrong. I gotta take the Wildcats this one. I think they'll move on. That'll be in LA. That game will be on CBS as well. Next game. So it's more of a home court advantage for UConn because it's in the New England area, Mass, all that. Not that far from Connecticut, Boston is. But, I mean, I would like to see San Diego State win, but this is my Final Four team. I'm picking UConn. I got to stick my bracket in this one. You go with UConn. They'll win these. They'll win for sure. Next, the 9:30 game on CBS tomorrow. Alabama versus North Carolina. That matchup's going to be high scoring maybe, but Carolina's defense could shut down Alabama's high-octane offense. As a Duke fan, I'm rooting for Alabama, but I'm going to pick Carolina this one. I think Carolina will win this one. Plus, they're my Final Four bracket, but still, I think Carolina will win this one. I'll definitely root for Alabama for sure, but I got to stick my bracket in this one as my pick, so yeah, I'll take Carolina. Next, this one, the last game tomorrow, the last Thursday game will be at 10 o'clock on TBS. This should be actually a really good matchup. Illinois and Iowa State. Illinois are in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2005. Iowa State, they're no stranger to this, I mean, they're a really good team this year. A lot better than last year, a lot better than the year before. They are the Big 12 champions. And that's what I picked. I picked in my bracket, so I'm sticking with my bracket. Iowa State over Illinois. I got to take that one. I got to take Iowa State. The Cyclones. I mean, Illinois is a good team, but I got to take Iowa State in this one. Let's move on to another game Let's move on to Friday's games now on CBS. Kick off day 2 of the Sweet 16. The Cinderella story, number 11 seed NC State Wolfpack, against number 2 seeded Marquette out of the South. This is in the South region. This is on 7 o'clock on CBS. I mean, I had none of these teams in my bracket in this one. I had Kentucky for sure in this one. I had Kentucky and Marquette. I had Kentucky facing Marquette. I knew I had Marquette in this one. By Kentucky, I had Kentucky beating them, but this is a tough one. I like to see NC State keep it going, but I gotta say Marquette. You can't count on Marquette. Last year they didn't make it past the first weekend. Now I will take Marquette. I think they're going to the Elite Eight. I'd say the Cinderella story is over for NC State. Definitely give me Marquette. Tyler Kolek. I mean, Kolek is probably one of the best shooters in the game right now. Especially this Marquette shooting, this duo. I mean, they got a good team. Shaka Smart. There's no stranger to going to the Final Four before. Remember that 2011 when he coached for VCU. From a playing game all the way to the Final Four. So I'm saying Shaka Smart's no stranger to going to a deep run. This is the first time he's been in the Sweet 16 since then. So give me Marquette. Next, 7:30 Friday night on TBS. This is in Detroit. Gonzaga and Purdue. This is the Midwest region. Of course, Purdue, one of the dominant teams. I mean, they shocked me. I thought they would not get past the first weekend. I had TCU actually in this matchup, but playing Gonzaga. But oh well, I'm still sticking my bracket because I had Gonzaga winning this game anyway, so I'm taking Gonzaga over Purdue. Zach E's great, but I think Purdue is not going to go to the Final Four. There's no way. I can't count Gonzaga. They've always been a good tournament team. Give me the Zags winning this one. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to talk about this one. My Duke Blue Devils, 9:30 Eastern time on CBS this Friday. They will take on the number 1 seed out of the South region, Houston Cougars. Number 2 overall seed, like the number 2 ranked overall, but they are number 1 seed, the second number 1 seed in this bracket, in the tournament this year. So, who do I mean, obviously, who I'm going to take. I mean, Houston's a great team. They are dominant all year. But I'm going to take Duke. I think Duke's going to win, and I think they'll get to the Final Four. I'm telling you, this team is on a mission. Ever since they went through some adversity early this month, and they lost to NC State and lost to Carolina. I mean, seriously, this team, they got it going. Jared McCain, I mean, seriously, that James Madison game was probably the best game Duke's ever played all year. I think so. Honestly. The way they're shooting, they're finally starting to be more consistent. They're more physical. Houston's a very physical team, but I think Duke's going to physically out-tough them. Houston got lucky this past Sunday in that overtime win over Texas A&M. I mean, they got so many guys fouled out. They got lucky. They had scrubs in there. I mean, they're lucky as hell to be in the Sweet 16, honestly, right now. That's all I got to say. Give me Duke. My bracket, and plus, they are definitely, I mean, Houston's lucky, so it's going to come back to bite them in the ass this time. They're not getting lucky this time. Go Blue Devils. But last but not least, to wrap up the Sweet 16, I got Creighton and Tennessee, 10 o'clock on TBS. This is in Detroit as well, too. Like, of course, the Duke game will be in Dallas, though. But yeah, the Creighton, Tennessee in Detroit. Of course, this is a really good matchup. I like this matchup. Dalton Connect, for Tennessee. Of course, Houston. I mean, Creighton's got some good players. I mean, Creighton was just one win away. I mean, they were so close to making the Final Four last year. I would like to see Dalton Connect make it to the final, keep it going. But I gotta stick my bracket. I gotta stick with Creighton. Creighton's on a mission this year. It's tough to get back to the Final Four. I think this team could possibly do it. They found a way to beat Oregon. It wasn't pretty. I mean, they dominated in the second overtime, but still, I think they got more left in the tank. Tennessee had a close win over Texas, but I'll give you the Blue Jays. They're going to Elite Eight. But now let's make some nice my Elite Eight picks now. Who I got? Because I had Iowa State and UConn going at in the East Regional Final, like in the Elite Eight. And obviously, UConn's my Final Four team. I'll pick UConn. They'll beat Iowa State. They're going to win the East Region. They'll go to the Final Four. I think they'll go to the Final Four next weekend for sure. That'll be Saturday, March 30th, that one. The West Region, Arizona and Carolina, even though originally I had Dayton and UNC in my bracket, but I'm still take Carolina. I'll root for Arizona, but I'll root for Arizona or Alabama. It depends who wins, but still, I'll pick Carolina. They'll be in the Final Four as well with facing UConn. I got Carolina in the Final Four as well. I hate to say it, but they'll be in the Final Four. Sunday's games, Easter Sunday. Hopefully my Blue Devils get there, but my head, I got them, Duke and Marquette, easy. I'm going with Duke. They're going to the Final Four, like I said. Give me the Blue Devils in this one. Creighton and Tennessee. So Creighton beat Tennessee at Creighton and Gonzaga in the Elite Eight for the Midwest region. Give me Creighton. I got Creighton versus Duke in the Final Four. I hope my Final Four teams get past the second weekend and get to the Final Four, like I said. So yeah, there was some March Madness talk, but Sabres down 5-2 at the end of the second period. I scroll it there. Sabres odds are really gone slimmer. Probably like out of it now for sure, I'd say now. They lose game now. But you never know. Anything can happen. Weird things have happened, but still, that really cost them. A lot of games have cost them, honestly. Other than this one game, a lot of games have cost them this year against the bad teams. I think losing the bad teams really cost the Sabres a chance of hanging in the playoff spot and all that. They would not be in this position if they lost like teams like Columbus or Anaheim twice. They lost Anaheim twice. But yeah, Sabres, Maple Leafs. I got to make a pick for that, Who am I taking? Obviously the Sabres. I mean, yeah, they might lose tonight, but they're going to beat the Leafs. There's no doubt in my mind they'll beat the Maple Leafs. I can't stand those bastards from up north. Fuck the Toronto Maple Leafs. More like the Maple Queefs. I can't stand them. Sabres will beat the hell out of them. They're going to be pissed off after this loss, and they'll beat the hell out of Toronto this weekend. Go Sabres. But all right, thank you all for tuning in tonight. We will see you next week. Next Wednesday. Of course, it'll be a new month, April, as well, so enjoy your Easter weekend. Happy early Easter, guys. So enjoy your Easter weekend, holiday weekend for sure. We'll see y'all next week.